Om Sadashivasamarampham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Okay. So last time we saw about 3-4 verses. Any questions, clarifications up to now, or it's fine? Yeah. That those who take yourself to be the killed or the killer, both don't know the truth. The idea is that you are akarta abhokta. The whole idea is centered around that. Okay? That you are not the karta bhokta. And to indicate that you are not karta bhokta, the most ghora karma is picked up of killing. Okay? The most ghora karma is picked up. Because killing is not something that is easy for people to do. Okay? Yeah. When you see in the movies and everything, killing, etc., looks so, anyone can do it. But it changes you. Any person you have killed, it really changes you. Yeah. As a person, this thing. Even if you are doing it all for the right reasons, as a soldier in battle, etc., it changes you. Yeah. So that is why that ghora karma is taken up to show that you are not the karta, the doer of the action, nor are you the receiver of the action. For both, you have to be a finite entity. And that I am a finite being is an erroneous self-judgment based on two factors: my awareness that I exist, and my ignorance of what I am. If you don't know what you are, you will make a judgment about yourself on the basis of what you are associated with. My old example, this man doing acting on the stage, he's a film actor. In India, we have very clear-cut divisions, okay? Either you are a film actor or you are a stage actor. Okay, this guy is a film actor but has got a chance to act on the stage because that is the ultimate test. Only rehearsals are there, no retake is there. So in that particular production, the hero is a beggar. He is dressed as a beggar. And he is supposed to go to this restaurant. The security there is supposed to push him out. He is supposed to fall down and then get up and break into a song. Typical Hindi film type of production. So today, the bouncer was a bit enthusiastic about the pushing. The guy really falls, bangs his head on the ground. Temporary amnesia. He gets up. He has forgotten who he is. He knows he exists. I am is evident. What I am, he doesn't know. Therefore, makes a self-judgment. I am dressed as a beggar. Therefore, I must be a beggar. It's not a happy conclusion. But you have nothing else to go by. And others are also treating you like a beggar. Since the others are also treating you like a beggar, and you are dressed as a beggar, you cannot but conclude you are a beggar. Even if they are treating you nicely, bhook lagta rahega, baithiye, khaiye, must be hungry, please sit down, have something to eat, take this money. You are treated very nicely, but still you are treated like a beggar. They will, well, I must be a beggar and these are nice people. So this is the whole issue. This is the whole issue about knowing I exist, I am, but not knowing what I am. You cannot but help conclude. And in this self-conclusion is not something I am happy with. So Krishna is negating it from various angles. Okay? Yeah. Na hanti na hanyate. Then the same thing is put in a poetical verse. Na jayate mriyate va kadachan nayam bhutva bhavito va na bhuyah ajo nityah shashvatoyam puranah na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Na jayate mriyate va kadachan. Neither I am born nor am I dying at any time, in any condition. Why, I am the limitless consciousness, how can I be born? A finite entity can be born. Yeah. The limitless cannot be. Therefore, na jayate mriyate na va kajat. Bhutva bhavita va na bhuyah. Or coming into existence, you go out of existence. That's also not possible. Yeah. You are always there as a consciousness. Body is born, correct. In the body that is conceived, the jiva is manifest, the jiva is born. What is jiva? Consciousness manifested in the mind. So what is that consciousness? Limitlessness. What does it take myself to be? I am this much only, because in the mind there is self-ignorance. Therefore a mistaken notion, I am only this much. So the limitless consciousness is taken as a limited entity. Okay. I really speaking, what am I? Ajaha, unborn. Nityaha, not conditioned by time. Yeah. Even if I have a horoscope, that horoscope is only meant for the body and mind. Yeah, sometimes it may look like a horoscope, that's okay. It is only for the body and mind, not for you. Shashvatoyam Puranaha. Shashvataha I am. Always there, never going out of this thing. Okay. And but Puranaha. Now it is bound, not bound by time. Ancient time also it was not bound by time. Okay. Purai api navaha. Even in olden times it was fresh and new. Puranaha. Shashvatoyam Puranaha. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Not destroyed when the body is destroyed. It's only with respect to the body you can say birth and death. Neither you the person nor consciousness born or dying. You the entity that is taking on a body and mind is always there. Consciousness never changing. It is something like this. I create a pot here. In the pot, space is manifest. Correct? Create a pot, space will be manifest. You take the pot all over. Is the space in the pot keeping on changing? When it's taken here and there. The location of the pot is changing in space. Space is not changing. Space is always the same. Yeah. It is not that now this pot is in drawing room space. Therefore, drawing room space is manifest in the pot. Then I take it to the kitchen. Kitchen space is foolish. Therefore, consciousness is born in this body. Consciousness born in your body. Born? Manifest. How many consciousnesses are there? One. How many bodies are there? Millions. So in and through the whole thing, what is there is only one consciousness. Untouched by time and space. Untouched by time and space. Okay. Therefore, na hanyate hanyamani sharire. Okay, fine. What else? Veda vinashinam nityam yena majam avyayam katam sa purusha partha kam ghateti hanti kim. Veda, the one who knows. With Veda, to know. Avinashinam nityam, the indestructible self, the consciousness. One who knows that. avinashanam nityam. Ye enam ajam avyayam. In this manner, ajam, unborn, avyayam, unchanging. Not only it is always there in the same form, not changing. That's also important. Otherwise, you will be like some of these imagery that shows God as an old being with a long beard, everything. Why? He has been hanging around for so long, अब तो बिल्कुल बूढ़ा हूँ बोले पड़े. No. That's why we are very clear when we make these paintings. God is always shown young. Why? He is ageless. Only when that Lord manifests as a human being, avatara, then there is balyavastha, growth, old age, etc., etc. But I still don't remember any avatara remaining up to old age. Yeah. Even though I think Krishna was he was in his late 60s in the battlefield of Mahabharata. And he died, I think, 30.
But Rama ruled.
Huh? Beg your pardon?
They say Rama ruled for 11,000 years.
Yeah. No, even if you take that as an exaggeration and cut it down to 100 years, still there is no imagery of him old and weak. Even Krishna, in his late 60s, 36 years after Mahabharata, he had his death. They are also shown as young and powerful. Only Bhishma is shown as an old man. And Bhishma is not an avatar. Old man but powerful guy. Nobody could touch him. The idea is, even as an avatar, you don't show that aging so much. So that to understand that, ajam avyayam, non-changing. Okay, ajam avyayam. Katam sa purusha partha. Hey, Partha, this person who has known the self in this manner, kam ghatiyati hantikam. How does he say he is killing or he is being killed? How can you say that? How can you say that? I am neither the killer nor the killed. I am neither the doer of an action nor the receiver of an action. Yeah. I remain. In me all actions happen. Look at it. Desired by your heart, by your emotions. Decided by your head, intellect, reasoning. By the body you perform action, isn't it? Any action is like that. Decided by your heart, my emotions. Decided. I decided, yeah, I'll do it. I want it. I know it. I will do it. I will plan. And through the body, I will act. And what is the job of the consciousness? Just be. In the presence of consciousness, all this can happen. Like in the presence of the sun, nature wakes up. Sun is always there the same. The earth rotates. Now suddenly this part is exposed to the sun. This sun enlivens the nature. Sun is going and telling each tree over, hey, wake up, time ho gaya. I mean, you can poetically put it. Kissed by the morning rays of the sun, the flower bloomed. Like a young girl in the presence of a lover. All that you can say poetically. That's just poetically put. All poets are a little bit romantic idiots, okay. Right? So, you can put it that way. But sun doesn't bother. It just is. And in the presence of the sun, nature wakes up. Not human beings, okay. There was a time when you used to wake up before the sun. Not any longer. Not any longer. Yeah. So, similarly, the way the consciousness, what it just is. And in the consciousness just is, the mind can reflect that consciousness, manifest that consciousness. So the mind now becomes alive. that conscious mind now is manifest in this body. So the body also becomes alive, capable of acting, doing, etc. And now you mean to say it's an automation, it does by itself? No. When the consciousness is manifest in the mind, the first thought before any function can happen has to be the I thought. Isn't it? I. The self-awareness is natural. And when that self-awareness is there, along with that in the mind there is ignorance about what I am. Self-ignorance is also there. Therefore, I don't know who I am, what I am. Therefore, like I said before, the self-judgment based on what I am associated with, body, mind, etc. Therefore, now I have an entity that is born. My notional self. The notional self is what we call ahankara, the ego. What is an ego? A notion of what you are. That's always changing. What you were last year is not what you are today. Na? What you were last year was not what you are today. You are a different person. So much. You are 1 year older and wiser. You have been through a lot, achieved a lot, won some, lost some. All that has changed you as a person. Ahankara has changed. Ahankara keeps changing with every experience. Ahankara keeps changing with every experience. But there is a sense of the I. If you don't know the I, you will have to have a concept of the I. The concept of the I is not the I. A concept of the truth is not the truth. It's only a concept. Why? Without that concept, you can't do anything. Your body and mind cannot function on its own. It is this notion, this concept that is born, dying, goes to other lokas and comes back, becomes a spiritual student, learning the Gita. All this is done by whom? The person, the entity. What is the entity? A notional self. And what is real spirituality? Knowing what the notional self is. Hey, I am not the Ahankara, I am Sachidananda Atma. Bas, itna hi baat hai. Everything else that goes in the name of spirituality is to make this possible. Yeah, everything is to make this possible. That's it. Ultimately, this is what you need to do. So with this, for the time being, he says, this is the reality about yourself. Okay? This is the reality about yourself. Then he comes down one level to make one understand this whole thing of what you say as being born, being dying, etc. What is that? Okay, even if you are taking it relatively, okay, this type of argument is called ardha angikara. You half accept, okay, Baba, you are born, dying. What is hardcore Vedanta saying? You are neither born nor dead. Birth and death are just two apparent experiences. Experience is not reality. Like I had this guy coming to me off and on, elderly person. Then one day he died. Natural. Then he comes and says, you know, Swamiji, I'm not really dead, you know. I said, what was I teaching you all these years? What was I teaching you all these years? But you are a off and on student. So all the best. Good samskaras you have had. Next lifetime dekha jayega. Make a sankalpa now. The next lifetime you will gain this knowledge, you will do whatever necessary to gain the knowledge. Yeah, Swamiji, that's correct, I should have listened more. Okay. I hope none of us are in that position to say that, okay. All of you can get it in this lifetime itself. There is no reason why you cannot get this knowledge in this lifetime. So, as an Ardha Angikara, as half acceptance, he says the next verse. What is that? Vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya navani grannanti naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnan anyani samyati navani dehi. Just like he says, you, as a functional human being, vasamsi jirnani, the clothes that has become old, worn out, okay, jirnani. Yata vihaya, how you give it up? You dispose it off. You give it to your maid, give it to this, give it in Bangar, whatever, okay. Vasamsi yata vihaya. Navani grannanti naraha aparani, others, navani, new ones, he picks up, new one he picks up. Tatha sharirani vihaya, similarly giving up the body, which is what? Jirnan, Buddha ho gaya abhi. This body cannot do all that you wanted to do. Bas ho gaya abhi. Time to get a new body. Vihaya jirnani. Anyani samyati navani dehi. Another new one he picks up. So a new one picking up, it takes some time. It's like giving a suit for stitching, you know. You don't get a suit stitched in 2 days' time, do you? Similarly, this body, self-repairing, self-growing, self-healing, modifying, all this takes time, no? 9 months in the mother's womb. थोड़ा time लगता है prepare करने को. So like getting new clothes, you're getting a new body. इतना ही है. Who the jiva? Who is the jiva? You. The consciousness manifests in the mind, mistaking itself to be a finite entity, associated with your mind, emotions, memory, etc. Having organs of actions, organs of perception, etc. All the prana systems, gets a new body to function in this physical world. Otherwise, you cannot function in the physical world. You will be a ghost hanging around. Because body is not there. So, what is the difference between a ghost and you? You have a body. Ghost doesn't have a body. And people are scared of ghosts. For what? It doesn't have a body. What can it do to you? Really? What can it do to you? Yeah, if you emotionally connect up, out of sympathy, kindness, emotion, whatever that you have, feelings that you have, you can be manipulated, that's all. But this is the question. Yeah, you're just given up body, one body, taking another body. And what is it based on? Karma, karma phalam. It is purely based on karma, karma phalam. You have lived millions of lifetimes. Why? Because the starting was based on ignorance. Ignorance did not have a beginning. So millions of lifetimes you have lived. In every lifetime you have done karma. Most of the karma is fructifies in that lifetime only, isn't it? True or not? You felt hungry, you ate. You get satisfaction in this lifetime or next lifetime? This lifetime. So, most of the karma fructifies in this lifetime. Some of it gets carried over, carried forward. Some of it gets carried forward. So that carry forward is a huge amount. Yeah. It is like if you save 10% of your salary for 50 years, you'll have a sizable chunk at retirement. 10% for 50 years invested. Well, so same thing happens to the jiva. 50, 100, 200 lifetimes it has saved karma, 10%. Huge account standing. It is this karma that will decide what type of a body, what type of circumstances, what type of situation you will be born in. Don't believe all the new age nonsense. You choose your birth, etc. Nonsense. Anybody going to choose to be born blind? पागल कुत्ता काटा है क्या? This is my karma. I have to go through that. That's it. So you are born according to your karma. Karma, karma phalam. And once you are born, you meet a certain circumstances. Some of us are very lucky. With relatives like this, I don't need enemies. God gave me my family. Thank God I can choose my friends. Jokes apart, okay? All jokes about the family. Okay. So you have the setup. Yeah. You choose. Within that, you can choose a lot of stuff. Because freedom of choice is given. What you will meet in life is your karma. How you will respond to it is your purushartha, your karma. How you will respond? Intelligently, to grow to this, or to go down, feel like a victim. Your choice. And finally, are you going to choose for moksha? Anyone who chooses moksha can get it. Provided, of course, you find a teacher, you find this and that. There is nobody who's denied, born as a human being, who's denied a choice for moksha. I only find in all my years of looking at people and their experiences, their horoscopes, etc., there's only one type of karma which makes moksha difficult. I have seen it in quite a few horoscopes and I was surprised at that when I first saw it. It is those people who have Guru Droha in their some previous lifetime. Meaning they have gone against someone whom they have considered as Guru. And the Guru has accepted them. All that is important. So you all don't have to worry, okay? You have to commit yourself to your Guru and the Guru has to say, yes, you are my Sishya. Only then. This works only then. Then that person, if you have harmed, that will be reflected in your horoscope as Guru Droha. That person will find things working out in life very, very difficult. Very difficult. Even if you find a Guru in this lifetime, things are very difficult. I know a person like this. And the person knows he is into a lot of mystical stuff. So he knows that there is Guru Droha in his previous lifetime, but he didn't know what to do about it. He found a great Guru in this lifetime. And the Guru disappears from his life. Nobody knows where the Guru has gone. And he says, the Guru has taught me enough, I will do this. I mean, it's a different discipline, not Vedanta. I will do all these practices and I will develop. He does the practices, comes up to one level. Next level he can go. He knows what is to be done. He will meet with some small accident, some this thing. 3 months, no practice. He has to start again from the previous level. This was happening a lot of time. And I told him, hey champ, enough of this nonsense in your life. Come with me and meet my astrologer friend. Okay. Because by this time he has had, sorry, there's some disturbance. Are you all hearing it? Little bit, na? Yeah. Okay, but you can hear me clearly, it's okay? Yeah. Good. So, this was going on for some time. 5-6 times he has already met with accidents and things like that. So, I took him to this friend of mine. He saw the horoscope. There was pariharams available for it. Indian horoscope is, astrology is curative. You can cure the issues involved. So he did whatever had to be done. And now for the last 10 years, his practice is going well. No accident, nothing. But that's why nobody is denied a choice for moksha. You have to do what it takes. Most important, choose that. Now you may ask me, when he says all that, vasamsi jirnani, what about people who die young? We hear a lot of cases like this. Arey, 30 years mein heart attack aake he went off. That is true. If you get a heart attack at 30 and another one gets a heart attack at 60, the chances of the 60-year-old surviving is better than the 30-year-old. You know why? Any doctor in the group? No doctor in the group. No. Oh, you're Sumit, then you will know, you will be able to explain better than me. Yeah, because some of the peripheral arteries have opened up in a 60-year-old. Because some little block here and there, especially if he has been an active lifestyle, all the peripheral circulation has opened up. So even if a little bit, yeah, the collaterals have, yeah, the arteries on the side, the peripheral ones, the collaterals have opened up. So there is no problem. He will survive better. 30-year-old, not a chance for those to develop. Anyway, what about that case? So it depends on how long you wear your clothes. Yeah, it depends on that. This dress of mine, this has been going on for 7-8 years, very comfortable, very nice. No issues. Probably another couple of years this will go. Someone may want to change it after a year. Someone in social media may, I wear one dress for a party, after that I don't wear it again. I had an old Parsi friend, 10 years back, this is a story 10 years back, he expired after that. He had a 1976 Contessa, 1976 model Contessa. And we drove from Bombay to Khandala. He has a farmhouse in Khandala. We drove to Khandala. And then he says, come. He takes me to the rear of the car where the exhaust pipe is. He puts his finger inside and says, see, not one carbon soot. This is how I keep my car. 76 onwards, he has been having the car until 2010. Somebody else says, no, every 5 years I have to change my car. So you decide, as long as fit and functioning, fine. 80 years, 90 years, 100 years, whatever. Someone may say 30 years. Doesn't say Prarabdha is over. Now for this next set of Prarabdha, he has to have a different situation. So it's time for him to go. Your Prarabdha governs this. Birth and death are governed by Prarabdha, not your choice. Yeah. But he says it's equivalent to changing your clothes. That's all. Some people change their clothes, and all of us change our bodies. Yeah. Can't do any more repair work on this body now. Yeah. Okay, fine. Okay. Yeah. Then getting back to the older teaching, the truth. Nainam chiddanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, naichainam kledeti apaha, na shoshati marutaha. He is enumerating all weapons of destruction by which you can be killed. Enam atmanam, the consciousness. Nainam chiddanti shastrani. Shastrani, weapons. Handheld weapons are called shastras. Okay? Dagger, sword, spears, all of them. Those things will come under shastra. What you throw, what you let go from your hand, missiles, arrows, etc., will be called astras. Okay, so shastras and astras. Okay, nainam chiddanti, nainam dahati pavakaha, nor can fire burn it. Natural causes. Nainam kledayanti apaha, water cannot touch it, cannot be drowned. You, the body, can be drowned, consciousness cannot be drowned. Na shosheti marutaha, nor can the wind dry it up. These are all sources of destruction. No? Yeah. Burning, drowning, drying up. There is a time when the thing was fine. Now look at the ravages of the wind. That rock is completely destroyed, gone. You know, in nature, what is softer is very often stronger. What is harder? Harder. Rock or water? Definitely the rock. Does the water wear the rock or the rock destroy the water? It's always the water that wears away the rock. But none of them can touch the self that you are, he says. None of them can touch the self that you are. Therefore now the self gets a name, gets a new names. What is that? Achedyoyam. That which cannot be cut or destroyed by weapons. Achedyoyam. Adahyoyam. That which cannot be burnt. Akledyoyam. That which cannot be drowned. Ashosha evacha. That which cannot be dried up. Atma does not require a moisturizer. Okay. You can use one if you are going out in the sun, etc. But Atma doesn't require one. Okay. Then what is it? Nityaha. Nityaha. Even time can destroy. Everything goes and is destroyed by time. No, Nityaha. Sarvagataha. All pervading. Sthanuhu. Sthanuhu meaning is like a pillar. Okay? Meaning it is stable. It is a base for everything. Okay. Achaloyam. Immovable. Why? How can the limitless move? How can the limitless consciousness move? Sanatanaha. Unbound by time, always there. So therefore the word Sanatana Dharma has come from these type of words describing the Atma. So the heart of Sanatana Dharma should be Vedantic knowledge. In fact, that is the heart of Sanatana Dharma. Everything else is built around it. Built around it. So this is the nature of what you are. This is only, yeah. This is you. और क्या बात है? There is nothing more to be said about the Atma, isn't it? Believe me, if you have understood the nuances of everything up to now, you are free. Because that's what the Atma, that's what the Gita is saying. That's what Krishna is saying. This is you unconditioned by anything. What are you conditioned by? You are limitless. This limitlessness, when it is manifest in the mind, you are Ananda, you experience joy, fulfillment, etc. You experience joy and fulfillment when the consciousness manifests in your mind without anything blocking it. Because that's the experience of Ananda that we have, no? My projecting mind is resolved, we experience Ananda. Like in deep sleep, the projecting mind is this completely resolved. Aha, maja aaya. Can anyone say sleep is not a happy thing? Nobody can say sleep is not happy, no? What is there in sleep? What experience there? Nothing. There is nothing in deep sleep, but still you are happy. Yeah, you have a question, Shilpi.
Swamiji, you said without being blocked.
Hmm.
But how is it that the manifestation of consciousness can be blocked by anything?
No, manifestation cannot be blocked, but your sense of ananda can be blocked. I'll explain how and what. Like in deep sleep, when there is no conceptualization, when there is no subject object divide, like in deep sleep, you are nothing but happy. Arey, everyone comes out of sleep happy, no? You may be reluctant to get out of it because you are reluctant to get out of a happy experience. And you prepare for it well, na? I mean, does it really matter what the temperature in your room is, whether the fan is on or not, what is the height of your pillow? Once you're asleep, are you aware of all this? But you set up all this right, including the lighting in the room. Thoda sa dim light, na, then that affects. By fear of darkness is high in human beings. When I check into a hotel room, the first thing I do is how to switch off all those lights at the bottom that they keep on continuing. Yeah. I like it pitch black. I'm comfortable with the darkness. With the darkness like that, with my own darkness, with other people's darkness also. Okay. I'm fine with it, not a problem. So, that is one thing. Sleep. Or your whole mind was projecting into wanting something. Oh Lord, give me this. I must be able to buy this apartment for myself. Once I buy it, now I will not ask you for anything. Your whole being is projected now that once you get that apartment, you are fine. And you manage to get the money and buy that apartment. The projecting mind resolved. Joy. Of course, within a few days, you'll start seeing the limitations of the apartment. That's a different thing. और मैं रास्ता पर जा रहा था, just walking in a thoughtful or in pensive mood. No particular projection, just a general projection. And suddenly between two buildings I saw, the full moon. Buddha Purnima. Beautiful. All my general projections resolved by that sight. Ananda that I am wells forward. Stuck in a traffic jam. When is the jam going to move? And suddenly I look at this thing. It's a cute little kid making all sorts of faces. My projecting mind, the irritation on the traffic, etc., gone. It is so cute. What happens? Ananda wells forward.
So,
Yeah.
Swamiji, that means that all other associations or concepts, those have
Yeah.
dropped away.
Because,
And the
yeah.
reality comes up for a moment.
Exactly.
And then, of course, other projections.
Other
When you're saying
projections always come back.
so when you're saying projections, you mean associations and concepts that.
What? Yeah, association concept.
That's what you're
Because
that's the projection.
because of self-ignorance, I have concluded I am not Ananda. And that is why when you ask, what will make you happy? You'll always say something or the other. Now, what makes you happy? What was your happiest experience? You'll always say something. Because with the self-ignorance, the conclusion that I am not happy as I am is ingrained into human beings. It is so well ingrained that it almost looks like this thing of life. Like Indians, I have found, wherever I have traveled, Indians are a fairly happy people. You know, we can crack jokes at ourselves. We can put up with a lot of nonsense that's happening. But we are also very aspirational. Because we are aspirational, World Happiness Index says Indians are not happy. We are stable families, we live with our parents, we live with our children, we are happy being people. But countries where families are broken up, marriages are broken up, children walk out on you, children don't take care of the parents, oh, their happiness index is very high. Yeah? Yeah, it's always there. Yeah. Try to, somewhere when people are breaking through and coming up, 60, 70 years of nonsense we have broken through in the last 10 years and coming. Nobody likes that, It's exactly like how if you at home was very submissive, whatever people said you did, parents said you did, brothers said you did, sisters said you did, everything you did. You are what in Tamil we will call chamatta payyan. Very obedient, nice kid. And this kid now starts suddenly asserting, I want this, I want that, this is what I will do. We can't give you all that, doesn't matter, I will do it myself. What will happen to that kid? There is a pushback, trying to push, because others have been comfortable with what he was, very happy with what he was. Now he is changing, so everyone wants to push him back to his old roles. So the same way is happening in Indian politics also. You know what Nehru once said to the American ambassador? I am the last Englishman who is ruling India. Kenneth Gibralt, something he said that to him. He actually said that, can you imagine an Indian thing? I am the last Englishman ruling India. What a sad joke that is, So brainwashed. Yeah. So brainwashed. Because since we did not see the people who fought for independence, who were out and around saying, hey, Britain is the enemy, we have to fight and get our independence. After that we can be friends. But until you get your independence, you have to fight. They were all sidelined. Sarwakar, for example, 20 years in Kalapani, Andaman prison, in horrible conditions. Where Gandhi and Nehru also went to prison, house arrest, all comforts were given to them, including a secretary to look after their mail and things like that. What type of imprisonment is that? At least normal jail jane ka tha na. They wouldn't have survived. So because of that, these characters, they never gave up their colonial thinking. Yeah, Discovery of India I read when I finished school, because we had a chapter from that book in my school English book. One chapter. I read it and I found it, this is vague. So in the school holidays after SSC those days, we used to have a 3-month break. I read that whole book, Discovery of India, and I, as a youngster, 16, 17-year-old, came to the conclusion that this man never discovered India. So for years after independence, intelligence reports about Subhash Chandra Bose was being sent to England. You are an independent country, what are you doing? Have you ever seen an independent country that has gained independence from an oppressor putting one of their characters as the first Governor General of India and things like that, Lord Mountbatten, and then having the title Governor General for another 5 years? Where do you find such nonsense going? The condition of to decolonize the mind. And remember, everywhere the Europeans went, there was a colonization and a colonial thinking imprinted on the native population. The first people to break free from that came from South American countries. Mexico, Brazil, they all, the first things came. It's only later on, in India it has come up only in the last 10 years, really speaking, they're breaking free. With books like Sai Deepak has written, Rajiv Malhotra has written. This is where you are breaking free from the colonial thinking. Even now, in India, you go for a job, you have to know English well, isn't it? I mean, of course, the fact that we have so many languages helps for the educated Indian, because everyone who is educated in India knows English. So even in our ashrams it becomes, what is the language you teach in? Sanskrit and English. Of course, we are an international setup where students from abroad, all over the other countries come in. So then English becomes the lingua franca. In fact, other ashrams say, आप हिंदी में ना क्यों नहीं पढ़ाते? As if I teach in Hindi, my South Indian friends will not, students will not understand. Yeah. Especially from Tamil Nadu. They are anti-Hindi for whatever political reasons. Yeah. And how do you expect my Portuguese friends to understand? It's bad enough they have to learn English. They have to learn Hindi also. English and Sanskrit both they have to pick up. A third language they must pick up. So we keep it like that. In our case, it is just sheer practicality of the thing. In our case, what we are doing is sheer practicality. But otherwise, in other places, it is their colonial thinking. Yeah. That if you don't understand English, you are not educated. Which is not true. It is not true. So, all this becomes conditionings on the jiva. Understand this, why I am saying all this. All these are conditionings on the jiva. No? All these are conditionings on your notional self. The ahankara picks up all these conditions. Then personal conditions come in. All these things happen around you, built up around. One notion, one layer after layer after layer after layer. Finally, this is me. What is not you is taken as you. If you have to cut across all these notions, all these belief systems, and understand yourself as what you are. That's all the job in spirituality is. Some sadhana, etc. you can do, some japa, dhyanam, some meditation, a little bit of worship, etc. A little bit of worship so that bhakti comes out of you. Why bhakti comes out of you? So you can be a better karma yogi. That's all. The bhakti you have in your puja room should be extended to life. Otherwise, what's the point of your bhakti? Your bhakti becomes a commercial trade. I pray to the Lord for this and the Lord gives me this. That's it. Becomes another trade. That happens to some priests. I had this priest. Yeah, I have friends across a lot of. Some examples I give you are about priest or an astrologer or something. You want soldiers, tinker, tailor, sailor, I give you those also. I have friends across the board in all types of characters. Okay? So this priest, I got a frantic call from him once. Swamiji, I am in big trouble, can you please come? I thought, what happened? You are having a heart attack or something? No, but big trouble, please come. And he was staying close by. I said, okay, I am free, I will hop in. So I hopped in there. What happened? No. Someone who came to me for a puja is arrested in a case. I said, what case? It's a murder case. I said, so why are you worried? No, because he said at the same time I was doing a puja for him. He was here in my place. I said, is that true? Yeah, that is true. So all you have to say is, if this is your question, all you have to say is this much. Why are you scared about it? I'm afraid if they pick me up for questioning and all, so you answer honestly what happened. And if they're still pressurizing you, say too much, now I'll speak only when I get my lawyer, nobody else. What are you worried? Hey, I said, you're a priest, God is with you. Bhagwan hai saath mein. What are you afraid of? I'm scared. That means what? That bhakti has not extended to life, no? That means Muhammad Ali was a better bhakta than this guy. Muhammad Ali would step into the ring and say, the Lord is in my corner, I don't have to worry. I just have to go and do what I do best. He had better bhakti, no? Correct or not? This guy is scared. Somebody is arrested. He just has to say, here I was doing the puja this time to this time, that's it. But if he is scared, that means that bhakti is not extended to life. What's the point then? If the Lord is with you, you should be fearless, yeah. What will happen? Yeah. The soldier has better bhakti then. Especially the Gurkhas. Jai Mahakali, Ayo Gurkhali. There's a war cry. Yeah. Facing almost certain death. So that is the role of bhakti. Extend to your life. Be a better karma yogi. The japa dhyanam, etc. quiet in your mind. So that you can, in that peaceful state of mind, you can listen to the truth. Where nothing disturbs you. So that is the role. And then if you are like that, why will the truth not work for you? Before you know it, you'll say, yeah, it's all fine. Honestly, I'm saying this, okay? When I started studying, I was city bred. I was not bred up in a traditional South Indian family. Even though my family was South Indian, it was Mallu. Very traditional family. Yeah. My background was more modern, more secular, more liberal. But certain things like this I had picked up. Yeah. And because of that, I thought, oh my God. In fact, when I decided to join full time, I was thinking, my God, I'm used to the luxury of a sailor. How will I live without all these things? So I said, okay. Saturday morning, I'll buy a ticket, return ticket by local train to this temple, Titwala. No money, nothing. Just a sheet to cover yourself in the night. I will go there, sit outside the temple like a sadhu. Even beard I had even then. Sit out. If I get food, I eat. If I don't get food, I won't eat. Return ticket was to make sure Sunday I can come back. Because Monday I have to go back to my work and all again. So I had to put myself through that so that as a sadhu I can be fine. That was preparation. Because I came from a very different background. Therefore I thought it will take me the next 50 years to know the truth. Yeah. So I did the whole course in the ashram under Puja Swamiji. Then I went to Rishikesh for further studies. And I kept studying. Then every time Swamiji would travel abroad, come back, he'll check up with me what all I had done. So I said, Swamiji, this, oh, that's a lot. So what next, Swamiji? Sit down and watch the Ganga. I'm coming after 3 months. Okay. Sit down and watch the Ganga. No? So morning, get up, finish your prayers, meditation, etc. Sit down and watch the Ganga. There is another form of meditation. Then go for lunch, come back, watch the Ganga. Then have tea, come back, watch the Ganga. Have dinner, watch the Ganga. Then go to sleep. Get up in the morning, back. Then he came back after 3 months. How is it? Then you're all fine. Go. confuse the people in Bombay. I said, yes, Swamiji. That's how I started my teaching. I thought it will take my whole lifetime. It didn't. Same thing for all of you. It won't. It won't. Okay? Just sharing just an experience so that you know that it doesn't take that much. But you have to be willing to do what it takes. Yeah, that's true. Once you do that, things are fine. Okay. 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 Then he goes into still further arguments, other arguments, etc. But that we will see next class. Good place to stop. Okay. Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, Swamiji.